Welcome everyone back to The Coach Approach. It's your coach Blake of the Black Faker here, and we're going to be going over a VOD review today. If you guys would like a free VOD review, feel free to join my Discord every Sunday. Open up the channel, just post op.gg, and you get a chance to get a free VOD review. Easy clappers. Alright, so Dr. Spicy Arab, dude. I've been waiting for this moment. The main event has come. We're going to be going over your Caitlyn game here. I chose this game because I didn't see it, but there was a lot. I mean, I would assume you streamed it. I think maybe I seen a part of it, like in the beginning or something like that, but I didn't see the entire thing. But you had a lot of kills to just lose the game outright, and especially playing the best ADC in the game, arguably. It's pretty interesting to know what happened, and I'm curious to figure out what happened. So we're going to be going over this here. First thing you want to do is you want to analyze your game, especially being a diamond player. And if you want to get to masters, you can't just go into the game thinking about nothing. You want to make sure that you're analyzing the game the same way that a person would go study for a test. If you study for a test, your chances of passing is way higher than it is if you just don't do anything, right? Same concept here. And champ select and in loading screen, we should be analyzing. So there are 3 types of lanes in the bot lane. There's going to be more to analyze, obviously, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to analyze what's necessary. Because obviously the video would be pretty long, but for the most part we'll just be analyzing your lane here. So sustain, poke, kill. There's 3 types of lanes there. You want to make sure that you figure out what your lane is and what their lane is. This isn't going to particularly tell you how to play the lane. This is just going to tell you what you're capable of doing, right? So sustain basically is heals and shields. Poke is pretty much what it sounds like. Kill, all ins, and then we're back to sustain. The arrows show what beats what. So with this in mind, we want to look at them as a duo. We don't want to say, well, Caitlyn can do this and Karma can do this. We want to say what they can do together. So this is a sustain lane. She has shields. And then it's also a poke lane, right? Now, their lane is pretty much just sustain. You could say, well, they're poke lane too. Yeah, but it's really hard for them to get the poke off. And you don't really want to label someone. You don't want to label a player if they're not going to do, you don't want to just overanalyze. Label the player and be like, oh, they don't actually do what I thought they were going to do, because then it'll screw your whole play up. For example, if there's a Caitlyn and a Karma picked, you already know I'm about to get poked the fuck out of lane. That's obvious. Whether you're a bronze player or a challenger player, they're going to probably do the same exact thing. Maybe not to the extent of the other rank, but they're still going to know, like, that's how I play. But with Ezreal and Yuumi, he may just be a passive Ezreal that just sits there and does literally nothing, right? Or he could be the Ezreal that just fucking pokes the hell out of you. And like you don't want to analyze it to something you're not sure of. With this lane, you would just expect them to be sustained. That's all. Because the other way of poking and stuff is just takes too much work and it takes too much effort. And the odds of them being able to pull it off without actually exploiting themselves is really, really slim. So we're going to have to assume it's a sustain lane. Now we have poke sustain versus sustain, right? If you were like, well, they're also sustain. They're also poke, right? So for like, oh, well, I'm poke sustain, and then they're poke sustain. And you're like, oh, there's a tie. What do? You would go with, which can poke easier, or which can kill easier, or which can sustain easier. With this in mind, which can poke easier, well, you guys definitely can poke easier than they can, so they get their poke removed, and we just basically auto win here, right? So with this in mind, what we want to do is we want to play to that. Sustain and poke. We're playing lane to basically chill out, farm, as well as poking them out of lane. That's it. We're not really looking for kills. If they get low enough to kill them, we go for the kill, but we're not a kill lane. Even if she does her snare into a trap, you're not going to one-shot Ezreal and Yuumi. It's just fucking not happening. Unless they do it on repeat, in which case you're just a poke lane, not an actual like one-shot kill you lane. So in that in mind, only thing we want to think about is just poking. The next thing that we want to kind of do is question ourselves with these questions here. So question number 1, what does my ADC want to do to win lane? What does Caitlyn usually want to do to win lane? We just want to poke, We want to poke, just want to shove them out of lane. That's pretty much what Caitlyn does. Next question is, what does the enemy ADC want to do to win lane? Well, Ezreal just usually farms in lane. Maybe toss out a couple of Qs, but for the most part, he just farms in lane. The next question is, how can I prevent the enemy ADC from doing what they want to do while also doing what I want to do? So this is a pretty loaded question, but the way that we answer it is we always make sure it's black and white. Once you get better at analyzing, you can then put it into the gray area, but I always keep it black and white. We have 3 options. Keep the wave here, perma push it into the tower, or freeze it near our tower, which is probably the best one to say that you can't farm, but I can also poke and harass you out of lane. If you're saying shove it into tower, you're right. You can shove it in the tower, but what's it going to do? I mean, he could still get a CS, right? And you poking him isn't going to do anything because he could just heal, mitigate some of the damage. So you're not really going to do anything but take plates, right? You want to prevent him from CSing. You want to prevent him from scaling because that's what he wants to do. So it's not this one. This one is the same kind of concept. Okay, well, we can harass you, but now we're in danger if we look to harass because they can get ganked. Just like we are here, right? And when you perma shove it, you are basically nullifying the danger with how much you're getting. But in this Pacific, really Avery, Pacific, in this specific lane, you don't really gain that much of advantage pushing it in, and it doesn't really counteract the danger. You just go put yourself in more danger to actually allow this guy to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. The right answer is to keep the wave here. Why? Because you can walk up and zone, and the odds of you actually dying to a gank is really, really slim, especially if you guys keep this warded. We don't have to ward river, right? We just have to ward this bush and then that bush. And we could just sit here and zone. And then once you get items, like a BF sword or whatever, while this guy's like down 20 CS, then you can start pushing and perma pushing into his tower. There's no way he can fight you, and you're going to do a lot of damage to plates. And if the jungler comes, you just easily 2v1 or 2v3 easily, like hands down, because he has an item disadvantage. So it's very, very important for you to figure out these things. And if you got any questions, just message me. Be like, hey, yo, coach, I'm not really sure what lane this is or how I play this lane and whatever. But for the most part, the way they're supposed to play this lane is I'm just looking for pokes and to harass, and I want to freeze the wave here so I can zone you off the wave so you can't CS and you'll be down a 20 CS deficit. Okay? I mean, sometimes it could be more. I remember I was playing a Caitlyn matchup and I was zoning and the person was down like 60 CS. And I was like, bruh, I felt bad. So positioning, don't really like it. You're already positioning to shove the wave, right? And that's what he wants. He doesn't want to like have to worry about overextending. You're focusing too much on getting him out of lane, because that doesn't really accomplish anything, right? Look how overextended you are. If I was a jungler and I decided to come gank you at level 2, because Evelynn can do that, you just be forced to flash. Obviously, I wouldn't have done it into a Yuumi lane with Evelynn, but if it was like a Volibear, Elise, and like you'd get ganked level 2 easily, because you play normal. Like you're playing how you expected. Caitlyn's gonna walk up and do that. I walk in, just kill you. And then, or you're forced to flash and heal, and then your pressure's gone, because then you'll just die over and over. You have to have a rhyme or reason what you're doing. Look how much you're getting harassed. This is just nuts. You're the one that's supposed to be controlling this lane, and you're not really. You're just basically fighting for no reason. If we have the wave here, we just sit here and farm. If he walks up, you smack his ass, and then you continue to farm. Rinse and repeat. Right now, you're just doing so much because you're like, well, I'm playing Caitlyn, you're Ezreal, you're weak early, I can bully you, blah, blah, blah. That's not how you want to play. You want to play smart. You don't want to play with your muscles, so to speak, right? Caitlyn is a definition of muscles in this game right now. But if a jungler is smart, a top laner is smart, a mid laner is smart, that don't mean shit. You'll just die over and over, and you're not going to be able to win your games. You need to play smart. It's way better to be back here, safe, and harass when he walks up than it is to overextend, harass, get poked down anyway because you're failing the harass, and then if the jungler comes, you're half HP. Play smart, not with muscles. Because as I said, there's really no rhyme or rhythm to how you're playing. Now he can just CS for free. And you might be thinking, well, yeah, I'm pushing you and I'm harassing you. Dude, that's fucking Yuumi. He's going to heal all that shit back up. They can't actually fight you 2v2, which is why we'll keep it here, because if they do fight you, you can just run them down and chase them if you can go for the kill. But for the most part, you just want to keep poking them out every time. We're not looking for kills because this isn't a kill lane. So let's see how much CS you're up after this wave. 12 to 19. Now, if we would have froze that shit back there, I guarantee he would have been at like 5 CS while you're at 19. Because he's still getting CS when you're shoving him. I wouldn't think that you'd have to roam there. You're fine staying in lane. Just be careful. You can get all in. Yeah. Exactly. You see what I mean? Like, you're so easy to take advantage of because you're not really playing macro. You're just playing the fact that I'm playing Kayla and I'm stronger than you. That's literally all you're doing. And that is not going to help you, Glenn. I guarantee. I guarantee. And that's why a lot of players are very upset when they play meta and they just lose games is because they don't really play meta properly. They just play it because, oh, it's strong right now, but they don't really understand why it's strong and how to actually abuse it to its max potential. And when you play that game, when you play that smart game, when you play that macro game, and you know how to abuse it to its fullest potential, you would definitely be winning your games a lot more. As I said, man, freezing this wave here and just harassing every time he walks up, that's a way easier way, a less complicated way than you're playing it. If you shove it up, harass this guy, you're getting plates, but now you're in danger, you got a ward everywhere. Ezreal can follow up on a gank pretty easily because he just arcane shifts. Like, you're just putting yourself in a world of hurt. They can teleport down. Like, there's so much shit. Now, I know they don't have teleport, but I'm just saying. In the future. Because I'm pretty sure you've seen top laners or mid laners just teleport on you. Once again, we're just kind of perma-shoving it. So I will say, first thing here, make sure you play the lane properly. Every time. If it isn't every time, we're doing something wrong. You're in the elo where you need to play very well. Like, very well to climb. You're basically kind of half-ass playing right now. And I know that sounds kind of asshole. But I'm honest. I'm an honest coach, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. You're basically just playing half-ass. You only win games because your team does well. And then you'll lose games because your team fucking sucks. Where you want to be able to win games because your team does well. And if your team fucking sucks, you carry that shit, dude. You take that shit home. And that's how you want to play. It's the same thing if you're smurfing, right? You can carry a game regardless of how bad everybody is. That should be how you are in every game. There shouldn't really be an excuse, well, this is my peak elo, so to speak, so I can't carry it as hard as I can if I'm smurfing. Tweak your gameplay so that you can. You definitely can. You just got to make sure you're thinking about the right things and doing the right things. Because you're getting punished a lot more for doing the wrong things, you got to make sure that you are not doing wrong things as often as you are. Alright, so we know that Lee Sin's on Dragon. The most thing that we can do for him right now is just to pressure. So we will just kind of turn around and try to fight. Yeah, just like this. This is fine. We don't want to go too overboard. We just want to make sure that they don't rotate to him. Okay, and we're good. And then look, now we're choosing to freeze the lane. That's so random. You're not really... You do on the opposite. We would want to shove the lane when we notice our junglers like this, so that if a fight breaks out, everybody, you know, they're forced here and they can't rotate. But when there's nothing to fight for, we keep it here so we don't end up actually like dying or anything. Right? Because now if we have to help our jungler, well, guess who can rotate? Those two can. But if you pushed it in at that point in time and we had to help our jungler, they can't rotate and it's just a free fight. Okay. Look, exactly what I was saying. Like, exactly what I was saying. Okay. So we're getting close to the point where Yuumi could just like all in us with her ultimate, and we'll probably lose the fight. What does Ezreal have? Yeah, we definitely don't win the fight if they manage to just all in us. So you have to be careful. What CS are you at compared to him? 72 to 79. You see the CS difference here? This ain't shit. And the thing is, you were perma-shoving this guy for like 6 minutes on end. And he's still the same CS as you, damn near. So what was the point? What did you really accomplish? Well, I got plates, man. Okay. Like, okay, you didn't get anything with the plates, right? You just got plates. And that's another thing that a lot of League players don't really understand, is they just think plates, 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 plates. But they don't really, like, use the plates, so to speak. Some players will overstay for plates, you know? And they don't really use the plates. They just kind of have the gold sitting in their inventory. So if you're going to use the plates, it's better that, okay, I'm getting these plates so that I can finish my BF. That's a good reason. I'm getting these plates so I can get my IE. But if you don't really have any fucking reason to get the plates, there's no reason to just perma push and get plates. It's not really necessary. Especially because once you do have your BF from freezing, then you can perma shove and get plates far easier, and this guy's gonna be weak as fuck to even do anything to you. But all that shoving, and he was able to damn near 1v1 you. Right? That's just not acceptable. Especially as this busted ass fucking champion. Like, this champ is overtuned as hell. I don't know why they still don't nerf her, but to each their own. Good rotation. You were able to rotate. I like that. That's fine. Okay, we go back down bot. You should have enough gold for something, no? You have 1100. So you might be thinking, well, I just want to prevent them from getting plates. I mean, they still got it anyway. Still pretty low. You get all in with her ultimate. Luckily, you played that. Wait, did you play that well, or did he just fuck up? Oh, let me write this note before I forget, though. So when you're going for plates, you have a reason to. Only reason because it's extremely dangerous to go for plates. Not because you should just, like, never go for plates. It's just really dangerous. Unless you're 100% safe. That guy just entered. That guy's an actual monkey. And you don't want to climb because players fucking suck, bro. You want to climb because you're better than these players. You would have just straight out fucking died if you wouldn't have played it like ass. Hands down. Why? Because your support wasn't there. We decided to overstay really for nothing. We could have backed and bought something. Let's see what you buy when you do back next time. I'm just curious. Okay, we're pretty much overstaying for this too. Yeah, I was gonna say. Ezreal just backed and bought. You didn't back and buy anything, so you're still weaker than this man. And your team just dies, and you can't really do anything about it because you didn't buy at the right time. So we got a pickaxe, and we finished our boots. That's what we did. When we could have got the pickaxe, or we could have finished our boots earlier, came back, that whole dive scenario would never happen, and if we would have to fight, at least we're as strong as Ezreal. So what we want to do is pay attention and focus on your back timings. If your support dies or backs, look for that chance to back yourself. Not all the time. Sometimes you can stay. But in a high kill threat lane like Yuumi with her ultimate, and then plus you being able to be dove by all their champions, bro, you don't have you don't want to be undertowered by yourself. So you want to make sure that you analyze that internally and think about, like, what are the opportunities, what are the chances that I just die to it all in right now under my tower? It's pretty fucking high. So yeah, you want to use that and, like, time your backs better. It is very important to back on specific items. Like, okay, I got my BF, I can back. Okay, I got enough for my boots or whatever, I can back, you know. But it's also very, very important that you're backing to the given situation, not just for your items. So we do get all in here. As I said before, he has high kill threat potential with Yuumi at level 6, so we got to be careful. Also, what we did early in the game didn't really affect. We just kind of played our lane really aggressive, kind of played it to the point where, okay, I'm overextended, I'm in danger all the time, I can get ganked repeatedly, and you yield no reward for putting yourself in so much danger, right? Think about it this way, like, a firefighter goes into a burning building to save someone. Saving someone's life is a huge reward. Oh, you're a fucking doctor. You know this shit, right? But why would you walk into a burning building just to fucking say, hey, I did it? That's the same thing here. Getting to be able to push and, like, getting enough gold, making sure that, you know, they're not CSing because, you know, it's Draven and he can't fight me because he's always under tower. Like, you're preventing you from dying. Yeah, you're overextended, but fuck, at least we're getting a lot out of it. We're making it so that Draven just doesn't take off. It's very worth it. But the way that you're playing it now would be perma shove him and he would just let him farm, and like that's not worth it. You're not really preventing anything. You're just saying, hey, I can shove you in. What now, punk? Okay, so we leave. Gotta get ready for drag. Okay, good. You're heading towards bot. You're heading towards mid. It's the same fucking thing. Really. Whoa, wait a second. Let's go back a little bit further. Alright. So one thing you want to think about right now is before you look to fight or make a play with the team, focus on these 3 things. Positioning, ultimates, resources, okay? You want to make sure that you're paying attention to those 3 things because this will allow you to know if you win or lose the fight. If we see this here, positioning wise, we want to fight for Dragon. Well, Vladimir's top with no teleport. So this is a 5v4. We see Ezreal and Yuumi. We see Fizz. We see that Evelyn proc their shit. But even if we don't see Evelyn, we have to assume she's around. Same thing for Quinn. We have to assume that Quinn is in the fog here. She's somewhere in the fog, just ready to pounce out. So there's 5 players over here. Positioning wise, this is terrible. We don't win. Look how far you are. Look how far Karma is. Like, this is something where we would just ping our team back because we don't win this fight. So instead of you coming over here and trying to like help clean this shit up, just try to prevent it. We have 2 dragons. I'm fine letting this go, so my Vladimir can get his scaling up, and he can get a tower for free without anybody dying. And so with that in mind, make sure you're controlling the game with your pings. Control the tempo. It's very, very important. You can't just walk around just fighting for nothing. You might be thinking, well, I do ping them back, blah, blah, blah. There's a specific way to ping players, and I'll elaborate more on that. So right now, the specific way to ping back players in this given situation, so that this whole fight just doesn't fucking take place, is A, way before this, ping Vladimir to come help you. Right here, if you pay attention, as you're backing, Vladimir is stopping Quinn. So you have one option right now. Hey Vlad, ping, assist, assist, assist. Right, let him know. Then right here we see Vladimir is just answering Quinn. So he's not here. And there's a 4v4. And then Quinn goes MIA. So at this point we were ping our team back. Back, 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 Quinn's alive. Back, back, Quinn's alive. Let's see how many seconds you have to ping these guys back before this fight takes place. Almost 20 seconds to prevent this whole entire play. I don't know if you guys end up fucking dying, but this is a 5v4, so good luck winning it. Maybe you're a god. I don't really know. Okay, yeah, you don't. His TP comes up, but it's really, really late. It just came up, and he can't really do anything with it. Maybe he does. Is he a god? Okay, Lee Sin. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, they didn't really win that fight. It's a long, drawn-out fight. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the positioning and resources thing. So if you don't have one of them, you don't. So like if we have good positioning but no ultimates, we don't fight. Now Caitlyn doesn't need her ultimate, Raz doesn't need it, and then Karma doesn't really fucking need her ultimate. But Lee Sin and Vladimir do. So we need to make sure that before these fights, they both have their ults. And then resources basically just HP and mana. So we have to make sure that we have all of these things. Now, if we notice this fight here, let's just see how this shit like happens. So Lee Sin lands a Q. We see him. Lee Sin starts the dragon. Quinn's hitting the dragon. Fizz is over here on Rise for some reason instead of over there with the entire team. Karma dies. Instead of just turning and getting the dragon and just killing Lee Sin on the spot, the team does this. Does this look like you're playing this fight extremely well and your team is just beasting? Or does this look like your team fucking just ants and so does theirs? And bro, we're just fucking monkeying around. Remember, you don't want to climb because the fucking enemy team sucks, man. You want to climb because you're good. There's no fucking way Lee Sin was just able to do that. There's no fucking way Vladimir was just able to do that. If your team, like I said, if your team are legit monkeys, you just lose. Because nothing that you're doing is really like, nothing that you're doing is really like game impactful. Unless you're like turbo fucking fed. But I guarantee if I just watched every single of your past 20 games and just fast forwarded it through laning phase into the late game, a lot of your wins that you have, the wins that you have, are you not being impactful unless you're fed as fuck. There's no pings. Your vision score is low as hell. Like, you're not buying pinks. You know what I mean? And that's not the rip on you, right? The only reason I'm ripping on you more is because you're a diamond player, and it's just more unacceptable for a diamond player to be like that. You know what I mean? But it's not to like hurt your feelings or anything. And I hope you don't see it that way. It's just the higher elo you are, the more like real I gotta be with you. I'm real with everybody, but I just expect more out of a diamond player. And you have to make sure you're doing that if you want to hit masters. And I know that's what you're trying to do, so there's no reason to sugarcoat a damn thing. Another fight here, just kind of breaking out for no reason. And you're like, all right, I guess we just make it happen, which is fine. All right, so now we got 2 options. 1, defend bot. 2, rotate top. Quinn is level 12. Her items are Bork and crit. Bork and crit. Bork and cloak. She honestly can't dive you. You defend, you just fucking net her ass and trap her. She can't really do anything. So right here, when you notice this is done, you start moving right now. When you know your team can handle this, you start rotating. And go grab this wave. Get this extra gold. the bot lane is already going to be too overextended, and it's going to take too long for you to get down there, shove it in and back. But this one is not overextended. You catch this wave, and the next one coming up. What do you do specifically, though? You go get red. The problem with getting red right now and Raptors is you're taking away from your jungler. Now, getting red is fine, but there's really no reason to get... I don't think you use it. I could be wrong. Do you use red here? I could be totally fucking wrong. Let's see. Okay, not really. So we don't really use the red buff. Once again, they just get caught out because they just do some monkey shit. And then, like I said, you taking it from your jungler is okay sometimes. But junglers that are behind, it's just really fucked up because they're just going to remain behind because of you. When you're missing opportunities to go get side lanes, it's not acceptable to steal from your jungler. Just because you're missing opportunities does not mean that you get to steal from your jungler. This is not how it fucking works. So you have to make sure you're always paying attention to side lanes. So every time you see a wave build up, pay attention to side lanes. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Pay attention to side lanes and rotate to catch them if you can. Just always safe path. Basically just pass safe. Why didn't I just say that? Always path safe. I'm trolling. What is wrong with me today? Or tonight? Alright. Gotta make sure you can rotate. It's a big difference between like, if I rotate, I'm gonna get fucking exploded. Then you're like, fuck that wave. But in that scenario, you were fine to go grab it. Alright, so Karma gets caught here. Unlucky. That should be free now. Yeah, nice. Okay, our positioning is very, very bad in team fights. Unloading into the game, or just before every team fight, make sure we know what specifically to look out for. So we know that Fizz is alive, Evelyn's alive, and Quinn's alive. We gotta watch out for Evelyn flanks, Quinn flanks, and Fizz ultimates. Right? Fizz already ulted. You see this. Evelyn's right here, and we have no clue where Quinn is. Quinn could just smack your ass over the wall right now. Look how close you are to that wall. All she needs to do is fucking smack you with a kick, and then you just fucking get lit the fuck up. Luckily, she doesn't come from that way, and you're alright. Alright? And then look, right here, they can easily just turn on you right now. But they're so fucking hungry for this rise. They don't realize the fact that they can just one-shot a level 11 Caitlyn when they're 13 and 12. Level 13 and 12. Like, you're just dead meat. And you have Baron debuff on you. You will explode, bro. They don't see that, though. And so this is why you position poorly. And I've noticed this a lot, actually, watching you. You position really poorly because you don't really get punished for it. Until, like, late game. And then you, like, actually get your ass kicked. And it's like, oh, fuck. It's like, how do we lose that fight? Well, I always explain, and I consider like low dam and low elo as well. I think high elo starts around D2, D1. But in lower elo, generally, I always explain it kind of like a kid touching a stove. You tell a kid not to touch a stove because it's dangerous. They'll touch it. It's off. It doesn't hurt. Blah, blah, blah. And then the one time it is on, it's going to burn the fuck out of them. And then they're going to be like, oh, I'm never going to do this again. It hurts. Blah, blah, blah. And that's how low elo is. They'll do things wrong and get away with it, such as mispositioning here. And then when it actually bites you in the ass, 3 or 4 fights later, you're like, oh, dude, I can't believe that fight went bad. I don't know what happened. It's the same concept. You really have to understand that things work because the players you're playing against just do stupid shit all the time. And if you can really understand what you're doing specifically well versus what you're getting away with, then you will definitely get better. You'll definitely understand more concepts about the game. Alright, so we get low right before a dragon fight, unfortunately. So we lose our team this fight, hands down. If your team wins this fight, they're fucking gods. There's no way they should win this fight, though. You're not going to make it in time, so there's no reason to even run to this. You should just go to bot or top or something. Mid, go push a lane. Yeah, you cost that fight yourself. There's just no reason to be where you were. Now you get dove here because you just mispositioned poorly. As I said, it's just kind of how it works. Look, you're trying to get a pink ward and you get hurt for it. and then you back, and then you cost your team the dragon. League of Legends is like a giant domino effect. I always kind of explain it like, you know, the choose your adventure storybooks or the tall tale adventure games like The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, stuff like that, where basically you choose a specific thing to say or do, and then it will lead to several actions down the road. That's pretty much how a league game is. Whatever you're choosing to do is going to domino effect and lead into specifically other things happening. So you just getting low there, cost your team the dragon, cost your whole team to die. You didn't ping them back, so they do end up dying. And then right here, we just end up mispositioning, and we get gone onto, forced to flash out, tried the net away, just weren't able to, and yeah. And honestly, if you would have netted away before, like if you just would have straight netted, like right here, flash and then net before the Yumi Q actually hit to slow you, you would have lived. But you were waiting to use your net to try to slow, which was the same range basically as her being able to kick you. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. I think your net is a little bit longer than that range. Just a little bit longer. Maybe by a couple of units. But yeah, mispositioning there kind of got you killed. You weren't paying attention. I can guarantee you she probably took you by surprise, but she shouldn't be. You should be able to know, like, okay, well, you guys just killed them. You guys are probably going to rotate to mid. Let me be careful. Playing ADC is, like, very, very easy. ADC is one of the most easiest roles to climb with. Why? Because you don't have many things to worry about to win. As long as you pay attention to your awareness, your positioning, and you play team fights well, you just auto-win as AD carry. And a lot of players don't know this. Or a lot of players, they think the role sucks, or like, they does no damage and blah, blah, blah. Most of the time, they don't do you any damage because they're not farming properly, which is fucking most champions, honestly, that are late game scalers. And then also people just have poor positioning, so they just get insta-shot. They don't really plan team fights before it happens. They just deal with everything as it comes. And that's the problem. But ADC, hands down, if I have to choose a role to play, and like I think that I can win a game no matter like what happens, it would be ADC. Jungle? Oh, well, jungle can do things early. They have so much impact, blah, blah, blah. That shit don't mean nothing when late game comes. Dude, what the fuck is impact early? If your team sucks, your team sucks. You can gank a lane 5 times. Dude, if that guy fucking sucks, that guy sucks. Mid lane? Well, yeah, you're playing assassins and shit, or you're playing mages, but you can really only burst one target. As an assassin, you could probably burst a couple, depending on who it is. But still, you get locked down, you're fucked. And yeah, you can carry early, but once late game comes, most assassins fall the fuck off in team fights. Top laners? Most of them suck. Unless they're a tank. Garen, Aatrox, they have to flank. Riven, Fiora, they can't team fight well. Jax? Not happening. They have to run through the game, or they lose. But ADC? I'm not even talking about support. Obviously, supports aren't fucking carrying the goddamn game. But ADC, like, being able to just always be strong, as long as you keep your farm up and you have a lot of distance and you get fucking steroid buffs from your support. Like, bro, the role is insanely broken. But you have to play it well. As I said, there's little things you have to worry about ADC, which is why it's so fucking easy to win. But you have to do it right. You have to do it well. Whereas is why you see the other roles, they have to do a lot more to win, but they can kind of get away with it being sloppy at it because there's so much shit they can do to win. There's so many ways. But as ADC, you only have one way. You need to make sure that you're not fucking dying. And if you are dying, well, then you're throwing your game. Because right now, you could be a high level. If you didn't die those 4 times, I guarantee you'd be like level 16. Easy. Easy. Or at least on your way to 16, like really close, kind of like Vladimir. And bro, if you're level 16 as ADC, you're tanky as hell, and you'll do an insane amount of damage. Alright, this team fight comes in. Fizz catches us a little bit off guard. We do end up living there. Yeah, I was gonna say we should end up living here. Why didn't we auto on that trap? Let's see. I can definitely tell you're not really a Caitlyn player, and if you are, then we'll need to practice a little bit more. Not because I think that you like suck or anything, but I can tell the fluidity does not match your rank. Like, I could tell that your Caitlyn play is not a diamond Caitlyn play. Does that make sense? Because you definitely can get away with, like, doing a lot more than what you're doing. You decide to put a trap there instead of on the person that's Zonya's and then combo his ass. He just flipped, no? Or am I trolling? Maybe I didn't see it. He sharks? Shark bait. Ooh, haha. Yeah, he just flips. And then he slides into a trap. And then you trap again on him. Nobody else can get to you. That's an 80 carry. He's not going to walk on your trap straight, and neither is Evelyn. And yeah, you trap him and shoot him, net him. He won't be able to Q to you because your net, like your auto range is definitely way bigger than his fucking Q range. And then you would just insta-kill him. Or get him really, really low. In which case, you would still stop the dive. Maybe even Rise could have landed a snare. Right? This is why it's important to play what you know and not play what's good. Because it doesn't fucking matter. If you're not better than the player in general, you're not climbing. You have to play what you like and what you enjoy and what you don't mind refining and making into a very fucking precious jewel. You know what I mean? Good dodge. Feeding time. So I will say, don't play what's meta. Play what you're good at. That's all that matters. Every champ can get to higher elo. You don't just magically win more games because you play meta. Playing meta makes it easier, but you still have to be good at the champ. And you're too high of an elo to like swap a champ and just be good at it. You know what I mean? Like maybe if in gold you can swap to a champ and like still shit on everybody. I'm not saying you smurfing. I'm just saying like an actual gold player. Maybe they can start playing Hecarim and just kill everybody. Or maybe they can start playing Ashe and just kill everybody, right? Like, that's because not many players in gold even know how to maximize the potential of their champions. Or that they don't know the limits. But when you're playing in higher elos, usually players are playing champs they really know, like inside and out for the most part. Not all the time, but mostly. And you just swapping willy-nilly, you're not at that level. So you got to make sure that you are playing what you know instead of what you think is going to be more beneficial. Okay, this is a good fight for us. It's kind of a random fight because we're not really getting anything out of it. We can call Baron though. Yeah, okay, cool. I was going to say. Wait, what? We don't even get Baron for that shit? Troll. Okay, now? Okay. I was going to fucking say. Y'all trolling. Alright, cool. This should be pretty free. Remember, watch your spacing. No, that right there? For what? Look. We have Fizz alive, we have Evelyn alive, and we have Ezreal alive. We see Fizz, thank God he's down there. But we don't see Evelyn. But look what we're going to do. You waste your gap closer. You have flash and heal, but that's not a good reason to just waste your gap closer. Plus, you have Baron debuff on you once again. She could just one-shot you, especially if she's playing well. And she's playing kind of well. So she has enough to do it. But we don't care. We want that kill, that spicy auto attack on fucking Ezreal. Did you just get ZA and sell it? Or am I trolling? Hold on. Or is that somebody else? No, you did. That must have been an accident. Huh? Wait a second. What? Did you have a build path for it? That's so random. You just bought a GA outright? Is that what happened? And then you so undid it, and then just got a rapid. I think GA would be better. Because you're probably going to be gunned for. Rapid fire cannon is nice, but your positioning is not that great. Which we need to work on. To really get the benefit of rapid fire cannon. Rapid fire cannon is good if you want to keep yourself at long distance. But as I said, you're like a melee player. You definitely are playing Caitlyn like she just has hidden daggers everywhere. Okay, yep, defend that. Get ready for drag. Ping our team. Dragon's coming up. So right here, you definitely could have went over that wall. What do we just notice? We see Vladimir is on Fizz, right? Before we even get over here, we've seen that he was on Fizz. We see Evelyn just ults back. You have flash and you have heal. Net over this goddamn wall and fucking kill everybody. Fizz isn't going to do anything. Vladimir is already on Fizz, which basically means he probably uses ultimate. And even if you do get close to dying, you have flash and you have heal. This wins the team fight right here. Outright. You one or two shot her. Probably an auto and a Q would just instantly kill her. And then you just focus Fizz. And then we don't do that. So very free kills right there. And that's the thing. You get out of position for shit that you're not going to get any reward from. But an actual thing where you're safe entirely and you're not really going to get killed because you know, like, okay, you don't have any abilities up. You use yours. Vladimir's right there. Positioning is fine. And you take the aggressive stance on that and you know you're not going to die. That's what you need to do. Not take the aggressive stance on things that, just straight up don't matter. Okay, so right here, we don't actually need to be here. We could just rotate bot, catch some CS, or rotate top, catch some CS. We know Baron ran out, but there's just no reason for us to be here. This is overstay. We're not getting this damn tower. Maybe we will. Let's see what happens. I don't think you will, but I could be fucking wrong. I don't know shit. I'm washed up. Okay, we do manage to get tower. Let's see. Let's see if we get tower because... Let's see. Because I want to know. I don't think he should have got tower. I mean, because he did waste his ultimate, the Fizz. That Fizz player is, like, really bad. Like, no flame, but, man, that guy is, like, a little ass.com. Alright, so we know we have no flash. Yeah, they definitely could have just walked up and smacked you. He just played it really, really poorly. Who was he aiming for? And then he just, like, yeah. All he had to do was wait for you to walk up like you did to auto the tower because you are really fucking greedy when it comes to hitting the tower and you don't really care about your safety. Quinn smash you or Fizz ults you and then you just lose team fight right then and there. Like I said, I would just rotate and grab some CS. There's really no reason to be here because you're basically saying that, hey guys, I expect you guys to know what the fuck to do if a fight breaks out. Right? But if they're mongrels, I'm not saying they are, but if they are mongrels and they don't know how to play the fight, you just end up fucking KO'd because your team didn't peel for you or your team didn't, you know, make sure you're safe. And you don't really want to have that happen. But luckily Vladimir's big boy. Alright. So I like this. The only reason I like it because you know that he wasted his ultimate, so it was fine to stay right there. But I'm just saying, like, you really got to be careful. Like, you really got to be careful. Because if this guy actually knows how to play Fizz, he would have just one-shot you. And it doesn't even matter if he dies because he kills you, which is very, very good of a trade, honestly. Because they can't get towers without you. Like, they can't get it as fast. Vladimir just does some stupid shit here. Honestly, I would just go help at this point. You're too late into the game to have this man just die for some random ass reason. If you committed to this push, you fucking commit to the push then. You commit to the fight. Look how close you are. We know that Evelyn's dead too. Right here, right here. We see Vladimir going right here. Right now. We turn. And we help. We know that Fizz just used his ultimate. So this is a one fight already for us. Look at you fucking one-tap that fuckboy. You actually just ult his ass. You ult him. And he's dead. And then he actually lives. But if you would have turned around and ulted, he would have died, and then it would have been a 4v5, and you guys could have just closed out right there. Next wave, on the next wave coming? That's alright, though. Okay, they get caught, unfortunately. Shit fucking happens. So I will say, understand the limits of your champions and theirs. You're at an elo where you need to be looking at both sides of the story. As I said, okay, well, Fizz has no ultimate, and he's not really particularly ahead this game. He's not going to one-shot me if he doesn't have his R. So you don't need to be scared about it. Little stuff like that. Also, look at the way you're playing these fights. So, when using your autos, make sure you are walking so you can close distance better. What I mean by that is you need to make sure that you are autoing and you're walking. Look what you're doing with Caitlyn here. People call it orb walking, I think, but I just fucking call it fucking auto walking, whatever. You auto and then you're not walking. You net back. You're trying to get the damage off. I mean, you get it off, so it's fine. Did you get snared? Maybe that's why. No. You see how you're keeping Caitlyn at max distance here? Look. Instead of just walking and autoing, you're keeping her at max distance. But if you autoed, walked, you'd be closer to this. And then the game would have been over there. I lied. No, it wouldn't have. Your team fucking sucks. But, you know. You would have killed them both for free. You would have been a lot closer. So just use that kind of as a tactic. The same thing as kiting backwards, do it forwards. Kite forwards, kite to the side, shit like that. But yeah, the game wouldn't have been over, but at least they wouldn't have been able to just get free kills like that and get away with it. And I'm not saying you don't do that, as I said. Maybe you do it on your main character. I don't really watch that hard in terms of how you're playing, because when I watch you, I just watch for enjoyment, not really to coach you, right? But yeah, I don't know if maybe you do it on like a character you play. Okay, I do like the positioning here. You do know that Evelyn probably should come from this way, so the best way you can do is stand right here. If it does pop in, you could just walk a little bit to this side. So I do like where you're standing. A lot of ADCs like have their back out, but you have a good positioning in the pit. He missed the fucking smite. Okay, we go defend bot. Okay, so we're fucking massive. We should win every single fight. We are huge. We are like fucking mongoloid huge right now. Let's fucking do it. We're farming, but we don't really have to. We could just go help our team at this point. Like how much more? How many more items do you really need to farm for? Wait, you're full fucking build, dude. What are you just taking raptors for? You need to be just looking for fights. This is very unsafe. I would just stay with Vladimir or Karma. Great. Let's look at what happened here. So if we did sit with Vladimir here instead of go that way. Okay, we wouldn't have done anything. Evelyn just fucking ulted backwards. But now we know Evelyn has no ult. So that's one threat we don't really have to fucking worry about. The only time we die to Evelyn is if she charms us, which we don't have to really worry about. So we know that if we look, Fizz is out of mana. Karma has no flat. I mean, not Karma. Evelyn has no ult. The only person who can actually realistically do anything to you is going to be Quinn. Okay, we should know Evelyn has her ult up now. We should know Fizz has his ult up now. It's been a really long time. I do like how you're like safe, but at the same time, you're not really. You gotta hover around some areas where your team is, so that if a fight breaks out, you're there. You don't have to like traverse fucking through the tundra to get to get to your fucking team. All right, so this is good. Do you have a sash? No. Okay, it's fine. I actually don't really like this mortar reminder buy. I mean, the thing is, I know you're getting it for anti-heal, but having it early is fine, but you can get way more use out of another item than this because you have Ryze that has anti-heal and you also have Vladimir now that has anti-heal. I would hold on to my calling until I need to get my next item, and then I would just make it into like a GA or make it into a you know, whatever, a sash, like I said, to just get your stuff out of situations. Honestly though, with their team comp, dude, I'd just fucking buy goddamn Zhonya's. I'm not bullshitting. I would buy a Zhonya. You cuck every attempt to kill you with the fucking Zhonya. And I know she doesn't really have AP scaling. I don't think any of her abilities do. Or her E does. But whatever. I mean, you're not Eing for net damage here. Just headshot damage with the net. But you literally stop everything. And this is something that happens in high elite. You might think, well, why did he build this crazy ass item? Blah, blah, blah. You have to build what specifically you need. It's not what you want. You build what you need. You might think I need Grievous, but you don't anymore. They have it for you. Your objective now is to just fucking not get exploded. Yumi's not going to heal all 4 of these players at one time. So the one diving you is definitely not going to be with Yumi. But, yeah, because you can get a Sash or a Zhonya's. I probably would get a Zhonya's because, like, a Sash ain't going to do shit if one of them pops onto you. Only do something for her. But if you see Evelyn come in and she's about to attack you, you just Zhonya's. You see Fizz fly in, you just Zhonya's a fish. You see Quinn fly in, pop you, Zhonya's. They won't expect it, and you'd, like, cuck them sideways, no joke. Buy what you need, not what you want, man. 100%. Okay, stay safe here. We win this fight. There's no way we lose this fight unless you fuck up. Rise goes in. Follow that shit. Follow that shit. You see Fizz back here, go forward. Because he is looking to get you. If you keep going, your whole team is going to keep going. Maybe Vlad might turn, but you keep going forward here. Because you are massive. ADC is broken. Get that through your head. You are fucking huge. You are at level 18. Their only level 18 is fucking Quinn. You are huge right now. Full fucking building. You go with that. Because you're at that point in the game where if you lose one fight like this, you probably lose the fucking game. So you go with that. Okay? And your whole team kind of gets cucked here. You're not really sure who to focus. Yeah, you're definitely not sure who to focus. Like, where are you going? So one thing we want to think about is target priority. Focus on your target prio. Really think about who is stepping out of position and take care of them with a 2-shot. Most ADCs can fucking explode anything squishy late game. Like most of them. If not all of them, honestly. If you really just focus on that shit, on who's out of position here. So we're just going to say you don't. We'll follow the fight and say you don't go with Rise here. I'm not saying take the port. I'm just saying walk up. Don't. That guy's fucking nuts. Don't take port, but, you know, walk up. Alright, so we're just kind of clearing minions. And we see Fizz. I don't really know why we're clearing minions when we know that Fizz is in our auto attack range in the first place. Okay, we net and we don't have to. He just ulted Lee Sin. There's no kill threat to you. Fizz only can kill you if he ults you. The champ's kind of useless. So now we don't have net. We're now looking to get Evelyn when Evelyn's trying to get out the fight, not stay in the fight, so you're not killing her. And now you're like, oh, what the fuck do I do now? Chase Evelyn? Oh, no, I guess. Okay, I'll go back, I guess. Okay. And you try to, you know, try to get the kill there. I wouldn't have wasted my flash on that shit, definitely. See you spend mastery because you thought you actually got the kill on it. You win this fight still. This is a 4v5, and 2 of their assassins that need ultimates don't have ultimates. We just seen them use it. There's no way you die here. Evelyn also charms Vladimir. You don't die. Kill these guys. This is you. Pop her ass. Pop the Fizz. Look at that. Look how broken that. Bro, ADC is stupid. Fuck him up. You're netting once again for no reason. You're not in any danger, man. You don't need to net for damage. Save that shit. Then you get fucking shark bait, ooh-ha-ha. And then you just leave. That fight was a winnable fight. You just didn't play it well at all. Now their ults might be up, so be careful. What? Auto attack these guys, man. Look how scared you are. You don't even know your character's damage. And that's why you lost this fucking game. Like, you don't know her limits, so you're very scared of everything. And the champ isn't going to make you win games because the champ doesn't make the player. The player makes the game. We have to make sure that whatever we're playing, we know hands down by heart so we can actually learn how to play League of Legends, not play the champion. I'm not saying the Caitlyn pick is why you lost this game. Everything that we went over is why you lost this game. The positioning, the fight priority. Late game, don't use your Q unless you're cleaning up a kill. Your auto attacks go a lot faster. You're basically canceling out DPS. If your attack is like bam, 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 and then you Q, it's like bam, bam, Q, bam, bam. Like you're missing an auto there. You might as well just auto. It does way more damage than your Q anyway. As I said, I've been coaching this game for fucking 8 or going on 8 years. By the end of this year is 8 years. I pretty much know every single champion and pretty much the details about every single champion and how you would play them properly. Considering it's my job, I better fucking know. So this is why I know all that type of shit, because there's a lot of research and analysis that comes into my play. Or not my play, my coaching. All right, just because someone climbs doesn't mean they're just qualified to be a coach. Remember that. Coaches are ones that actually analyze the game. Coaches in the LCS and stuff like that, they're like gold, dude. Now, I don't think you should be gold and be coaching, but I'm just saying they don't have the time because they're analyzing and stuff like that. You have to choose to be a player or a coach. You can't be a challenger player and be a good coach unless you only coach one role, which is why Tarzan, if you know him, but he's a jungler, only coaches jungle because he knows, like, bro, I'm a challenger, but I don't know how to play these other fucking roles to the challenger level, dude. I just know how to play this. I'm not saying you can't play other roles, but you have to understand that The players that are the highest elo really only know specifics. So if you want to get coached by, like, let's say a challenger player, make sure that they're an ADC main, like an actual ADC main, because they will give you a lot of insight on ADC at the challenger level of AD carry. You know what I mean? But you want to make sure that if you are getting coached by a player that actually, come to think of it, you did get coached by a player, didn't you? I totally forgot. I don't know what they played, but you know, make sure that it's that specific thing, because there's not enough time to be a challenger player and research the fucking League of Legends at the same time. There's just not. That's just fucking impossible. So most players that are actually like professional coaches, myself included, is a lot of research, not a lot of play. I mean, I still play a fuck ton, not gonna lie, but most of the time I am researching too. All right, so anyway, back to the fight here. So you get snared on fort. You get fucking fish baited on fort. Your whatchamacallit pops, double on fort. Wait, let's just watch this whole entire thing. Did I miss something? Or did something happen? Yeah, okay, I thought so. I was like, did I miss anything? So we do have 2 people dead. We know that Vladimir has teleport. Vladimir is going to spawn 18 seconds before fucking Quinn. He's going to spawn 8 seconds before Ezreal, right? If I'm bad at this math, holy shit, I shouldn't be coaching, right? So this means this guy can teleport. If you just keep fighting, he can teleport. We win this fight. Evelyn just ulted. Fizz just ulted. And there's Yuumi. Who the fuck is going to kill you, fam? And you have GA. This game is fucking donezo. It's over. You win here. Hands down. You won a couple other times, but hands down, this is the most blatant, obvious win. Who is going to actually one-shot your ass? Who? You have Net. You have GA. You have Traps. You have Lee Sin. You have Karma. And Vladimir can TP literally before they spawn. This game is done. And you just walk away. Look at that. Look at that damage. Now that's kind of with Karma Q, so I won't talk too much shit, but look at that damage. And he could have just teleported onto the wave there. Because they're going to have to clear the wave. If they don't, you hit the tower and you just break them. Caitlyn's tower taking potential is... Actually, every ADC's tower taking potential is nasty, but Caitlyn's and Tristana's are like fucking through the roof. You just break them and then they come on and you kill them. You're forcing them to fight you. You're not chasing them. Who cares about chasing the kills? You're forcing them to come to you, so you just fucking set up traps around you and you net. And you kill them. And then you fucking win the game. That was definitely like the win. You just threw that shit hard. You threw that super hard. Because now we're basically saying, all right, team, let's try to 5v5 again. Even though not a lot of players have experience 5v fighting. 5v5ing. Usually someone gets caught and then they have to 5v4 or some shit like that. Or 4v5. You just kind of get caught out here. What, the game's pretty much over now? Yeah, it is. Yeah, the game was done. Like, that was the most obvious, like, version. But every single team fight you fought, dude, you were just way too scared. Nothing can kill you, and you weren't even paying attention to it. And this is why I said I'm so hard on you, is because, like, you're a diamond player, and some of the students that I coach that are, like, fucking gold, they know more than you know, and you're a diamond. No matter what server. I'm not saying, like, any server is better than your server. I've coached OCE golds. I've coached NA golds. I've coached EU golds, EU and E golds. I've coached Japan. No, China. Like, they know more than you. That's not okay. I'm not saying they know everything more than you, but some of the stuff that I'm saying right now, they know already. Especially like things like where is it? Like catching sidelines. Like that's something that I've met a couple gold players and platinum players that know, but you're a diamond, and that's a concept you don't have down yet. You know what I mean? And that's like I said, that's not the bash on you, man. I'm here to make you better, but I'm an honest coach. I'm not here to make anybody feel good. I'm here to get you better, man. And when you're a diamond player, you definitely don't get no fucking. When I coach diamond or when I coach master, I never coach grandmaster or challenger, but I've coached masters. Y'all get no sympathy from me. Y'all should know. Y'all should fucking know already. Okay. So So no, I definitely think that if you do want to get master, man, you're gonna have to buckle up. You're gonna have to knuckle up, and you're really gonna have to focus on your play. Because a lot of the times I do see you on stream, and you're a really pleasure to watch, man. No joke. No, which is why I sub to you. But a lot of the times you just do stuff that doesn't really make sense, and it could just be because you're streaming, because they're trying to focus on streaming. Sometimes people do weird shit sometimes when they're streaming because they're trying to read chat and shit. But a lot of your play is questionable, and you don't really question it. And when you do say, I don't really know what I could have done there, or I couldn't have played that differently, you psych yourself into thinking that, okay, what am I looking for? And then you find it, but it's not the right thing. It's just something in your mind that's the right thing. And then you're like, oh, I don't know, man. And then you continue to move on. You didn't even like learn from anything. There's nothing specific you're looking for, which is why you can't improve your play. You watching your own VODs, no matter what rank you are, is not helpful because you don't know what you're looking for. You need to look for a specific reason on why you're watching your thing. Okay, I'm looking at team fights. Did I position correctly? Oh, no, dude, I could have fucking positioned over there so I didn't get caught by that thing. That's way different from just looking at the entire laning phase or looking at something and just expecting an answer to pop out to you. It's not happening. So yeah, when you're looking at your replays, you want to make sure that you are specifically looking for one thing. You're not like focusing on anything else but that one specific thing. The fact that, oh, I could have done more damage in that fight there. Oh, I don't even know why I was walking over here aiming the Evelyn when I know that I'm probably not going to catch her because she ulted out. Like, I should have been sticking to these guys with the majority of my team fight. Evelyn's not assassinating me, so fuck everybody else. I'm not dying by that bitch. I don't give a damn about you. I'm the AD carry. I'm shooting everybody else. Like, if they're giving you free reign because they don't want to assassinate you, kill everything then. So I always leave homework here. Basically the things that I feel like will help you improve a lot faster. Analyze. Like I said, I didn't tell you to really analyze everything for the sake of the length of the video, but pretty much these are the basics of analyzing your lane. Gotta make sure that we're playing lane properly every single fucking time. No joke. Like, you're in an elo where you can't like just make mistakes doing anything willy-nilly. You need to have a structure to how you're playing. You can't just play randomly. Pay attention to your back timings a little bit more, so you're not being dove just because you're staying. Definitely pay attention to your back timings a little bit more, not just for your items, but like I said, for just being dove too. I'm actually not going to write that down. I'm not going to add that as a homework, but it's very, very important to make sure that you're doing. Number 4, for sure. There's a lot of fights you're just taking. You don't really have to. You could just be pinging your team back before they die. Because usually you're just letting them die and watching them. Look at these dumb monkeys. What are they fucking doing? And then you try to clean it up and then you die. And it's like, you dumb monkeys got me killed. And it's like, well, you could have backed the fuck up and prevented that and just go split a side lane or something. Definitely control the tempo of the game. You do it sometimes. It's pretty on and off. It's not all the time, though. Actually, I'm not going to write that down. But side lanes for sure. You need to make sure that you're catching. Number 7, make sure you know what specifically can kill you. Every champion, more or less, and I know you're an ADC player, so you think everything can explode you and your role fucking sucks, but realistically, every champ to kill you has to land certain abilities. For instance, Quinn needs to make sure that she knocks your ass back and blinds you. If not, you probably 1v1 her. Evelyn, make sure she has to charm you. She can't just attack you and then ult unless she's spoon-fed as fuck. And if that's the case, you build Hex Shrinker. Fizz needs a fish. Needs to land ultimate unless he's spoon-fed himself. Within the late game like this, though, there's not many things that can like actually one-shot you because you have so much like resistance and your team is there fighting with you and everything like that. But yeah, you need to be really focusing on what specifically can kill you. So if I get hit by Quinn and I get blinded, if I get charmed by Evelyn, or if I get ulted by Fizz. Okay, so watch out for the Fizz ult, the Evelyn ult, and like the Quinn blind. But even then, like, Quinn late game is ass. So Evelyn, charm, Fizz ult, and then a Yumi ultimate. Those are the things that can like really fuck your day up. If you watch out for those 3 things, you're gonna live. And that's for a lot of champions. Hecarim, he can't really one-shot you unless he's spoon-fed. And that's the thing about his champion. He needs to be spoon-fed or else he loses. Lee Sin has to land Q on you. Fucking Vladimir, he has to ult you. I mean, he gets to a point where he can one-shot you, but he still has to be in range to do it. Every champ has specific combos that they need to land on you in order to really like kill you. So pay attention to that shit. Don't play meta, play what's good, or play what you're good at. Very, very important. Just play what the fuck you like to play. People always say, well, you gotta play this champ, it's easy to blah blah. Just play what you like to play, man. I'd rather you be a good player than fucking play what's good. Because what's gonna happen when those champs suck? What are you gonna do? Not having any experience on any other champs. When you can be playing a champ that you're extremely good at, and then when it's good, you're fucking amazing at it. People that play meta don't really climb that far. There's a Korean guy that played Aphelios, and Aphelios is kind of ass right now. He's really good later, but getting to that point's a bitch. And he has like a 70% win rate into Challenger, but solo queuing, no duoing. I looked, and I was like, holy fuck, you're a god. So play what you like, man. Understand the limits of your champion and theirs. As I said, you need to know specifically what can kill you. You don't got to be a Fizz main to know what the hell Fizz does. Like I said, because you're an ADC, you think a lot of things can just one-shot you from nothing, but they need to make sure that they're landing things. They need to make sure that you are out of position to actually do anything. Getting to an AD carry is one of the most fucking annoying thing to do as any champ trying to get to an AD carry. Unless, like I said, the player is just really spoon-fed or the ADC is just really out of position. When using your autos, make sure you're walking closer, basically like kiting forward, and then focus on target priority. Definitely. You need to be one-shotting these players that just walk up and disrespect you. So I know this was a pretty lengthy fucking video, no? An hour-long VOD review. Oh my lord. Dude, I've never done that. You are fucking lucky, man. But an hour-long VOD review just for you, man. I hope you get a lot of use out of this. I know that you wanted to reach Master, so I didn't really want to hold off on anything. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for, of course, approaching this like a coach. If you guys had any questions, feel free to message me. If you guys like free VOD reviews, make sure you join my Discord and join that free VOD review channel. Without further ado, have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this.